Good eye, mates! By the way, good eye is Aussie for sup. My name is Raihan, and this amazing musical instrument that I've been playing is called a didgeridoo. Repeat after me, didgeridoo! Didgeridoo! What was that? Well, worry about that later. See, I love music, and this is one of my very favorite musical instruments. And it's also one of the oldest musical instruments ever played. See, it was first created by the Aboriginal people, who are the very first people of Australia. Repeat after me, please. Aboriginal. Australia. Very good, very good. See, Australia is often called the land down under, and my favorite musical instrument is called the didgeridoo. So the name of this program is Didgeridoo Down Under. Now, folks, I keep hearing something weird back there. You know what? I've heard that it is scientifically impossible to say the words didgeridoo, down, under 3 times in a row in under 4 seconds. But you know what? We're going to put that theory to the test. Everyone, try it. On the count of 3, say didgeridoo, down, under 3 times as fast as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go!
Didgeridoo, under.
Whoa, that was pretty weird. Well, did you guys do it? Didgeridoo down under 3 times in a row? If you did, you might be a superhero. You might have superpowers. Now, speaking of that, we are going to be learning about the didgeridoo. We're going to learn a little bit about the Aboriginal people. We are going to learn about animals and geography of the entire world. And one of the most important things that I want you guys to learn today is that every single person on the planet, no matter how different, how weird, strange, or funny looking, or bizarre we might seem to each other, we are all part of one human family. Repeat after me, one human family.
One human family.
Oh, you keep hearing a weird voice behind me. Now, speaking of one human family, I have to ask you guys a very serious question right now. Is there anybody here today who likes to act completely silly? Woohoo! Like a monkey! Well, guess what, kids? Today, we are going to learn some new things. We're going to hear a lot of music, and we're going to have some fun in the process. And before this show's over, every single one of us, including adults, we're all going to act completely silly. Woohoo! But before we go any further, I want to start by talking about the spectacularly amazing place that we all live in called the Earth. Now, I love the Earth. Do you guys love the Earth? Awesome. Everyone repeat after me. I love the Earth. I care for the Earth. Very good. Now, I bet you guys already know this, but on this Earth, there are 7 continents, 7 main land areas. How many continents are there? There. I think I heard you say 7. Very good. We're going to take a really quick trip around the world. We're going to visit each one of these continents, starting with the one we all live in. See, all of us are in this green country right here, the United States of America. That's where most of us live. And the United States of America is one of the countries in this giant continent called North America. Repeat after me, North America. And from North America, we're going to go down south and visit South America. And from South America, we're going to cross the Atlantic Ocean, and we're going to visit the amazing continent of Africa. And from Africa, we're going to go up north to those little countries. That's called Europe. And from Europe, we're going to go east to the biggest continent on the planet, Asia. And from Asia, we're going to go down to the bottom of the Earth, the coldest place on the planet, Antarctica. And last but certainly not least, Australia. See, Australia, it's called the land down under because compared to us, it is down and under almost every place on the planet. In fact, it's one of the farthest places away from us in the entire world. And it's also where the Aboriginal people come from. And of course, my very favorite musical instrument, the Didgeridoo. Now we're going to hear what this one sounds like. Now guys, keep in mind you might hear some weird sounds. I keep hearing weird sounds behind me. But anyways, here we go. Let's listen to this didgeridoo right here. You guys are, by the way, maybe you guys are clapping along. If you were right on the beat. You guys are rock stars. What? What was that? Oh my goodness. It was you. You were the one back there causing all that noise and ruckus.
Yep.
That was you?
Me. That was me. You got me.
Oh man. Well, you got me too.
Hello.
We're even.
Hello.
Hello. I guess it's polite to introduce ourselves. So my name is Raihan. How are you?
I'm good.
What's your name?
I'm Kiko the koala.
Kiko the koala.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of koalas. Aren't you a kind of bear?
No, bro. I'm tired of people calling me that.
You're not a bear?
I'm not a bear. I'm a marsupial.
Oh, you're a marsupial. You don't want people.
Yeah, get it right, man. Get it
Oh,
right.
you're right. I'm sorry. My bad, Kiko. All right, so Kiko is a marsupial. So what is a marsupial, Kiko?
Marsupial is a mammal with a pouch. My mama carried me in the pouch when I was a little baby.
Oh, when you were a little baby, you got carried around in a pouch by your mama. So a marsupial is a mammal with a pouch. So I'm a little forgetful. What's a mammal again?
Oh, you don't know much, do you?
I guess I don't. What is a mammal?
A mammal is an animal with fur or hair.
Fur or hair.
Warm blood and drink mama's milk when
Warm blood.
baby.
Oh, warm blood. And when we're babies, we drink mama milk. You know what? I think I'm a mammal too. Whoa, humans are mammals. That's something we have in common with you, Kiko. That's pretty awesome.
You might be a mammal, but you're not cool enough to be a marsupial.
Oh, I'm not cool enough to be a marsupial. Well, you got me there. I can live with that. But hey, you know what? I have heard of marsupials before, and most of them do live in Australia. But you might know there's one marsupial that lives right here in North America. How many people have ever seen an opossum before? Maybe in your yard. They come out at night. You might see one in your yard. Well, if you do see one, remember, this is the only pouched mammal marsupial that lives right here in North America. Most of the other ones do live in Australia. It's pretty awesome, right? Hey, I'm just wondering, what are you doing here anyway? Why are you visiting us today, Kiko?
Well, it's a bit of a sad story.
It's a sad story? Well, I'm a good listener. What happened, Kiko? Tell us what's going on.
Well, so a while back, we had a terrible wildfire and burned a big chunk of Australia, and my whole forest burned down.
Oh my goodness, your forest burned down?
I lost my eucalyptus tree home.
Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that, Kiko. Well, I'm so glad you're safe. What happened? What did you do?
Well, my cousin Ned, the wombat, let me stay in his house.
You got a cousin?
I was safe.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Your cousin Ned?
Yep, I'm Ned Wombat, the Wombat. I live in a big underground with lots of tunnel and room.
Whoa.
My underground home is as long as half a football field.
Whoa! Ned the Wombat lives underground.
It's very big.
Wow.
And during the fires, I let many relatives, friends, and even some animals I didn't know stay with me so they would be safe. Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. Ned the Wombat, you are one amazing friend. You helped all these people out and all these animals out who needed help. And by the way, you know what? We could do that. We could take an example from Ned the Wombat here and make sure we always share with others and whenever we can and help people out, even people we don't know. That's pretty amazing.
Hey, that long stick right there looks like a branch from eucalyptus tree I used to live on.
What? Oh, you mean this one right here?
Right there, yeah.
Kiko's talking about this one right here, and he's saying, I think I just heard you say that this one looked like a eucalyptus branch from a tree that you used to live in. Right?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? As it happens, I'm so glad you mentioned that because this didgeridoo right here actually did come from a eucalyptus branch and from Australia. And a long time ago, this branch fell out of the tree, and when it was on the ground, a bunch of little bugs called termites, they got in there, and they like to eat wood. And guess what they did? They ate all the wood in the middle of this stick and made a hole going all the way through it. I can see right through it. And when an Aboriginal person found this stick, it was already hollow, and he just finished it up and turned it into this amazing didgeridoo that you see right here.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
What's an Aboriginal person?
What's an Aboriginal person? Wow, that's really cool that you asked me that. We should always ask questions when we don't know something. But you guys live in Australia, and guess what? The Aboriginal people are the very first people who ever lived in Australia. See, the Aboriginal people have been living there between 35 and 50,000 years. One of the most ancient cultures on the planet. Here are some pictures of some Aboriginal people, some of their paintings. You guys might notice the paintings. And you know what? Some of the people are wearing some clay or some paint on their bodies. You might think that looks a little strange, but you know what? Everywhere we go in the world, people do things and look a little bit different, right? And that's really cool. See, it makes me a little sad that sometimes when we first see people who look a little bit different or maybe do things in a different way, the first thing we sometimes think is, ooh, they're weird, they're strange, they're a little scary. But what if someone looked at you in the clothes you're wearing, in your t-shirt, your shorts, your tennis shoes, and they went, ah! Help! They're so scary! They're gonna eat me! Help! Ah! That would be very silly, right? Because you guys are nothing to be scared of. That's right, that's right. See, you guys are nothing to be scared of, and neither are they or anybody else in the world because, remember, we are all part of one human family. And you know what? Even though we all look so different and around the world we do things in different ways, on the inside we all have the same feelings. Repeat after me. All people have the same feelings. But you know what? I'm really happy we have so many different kinds of people in the world. There's an important word for that. That word is diversity. Repeat after me, diversity.
Diversity.
Very good. See, that means all the different kinds of people in the world that make our world such an interesting and amazing place. See, without diversity, everybody would be the same. Ugh, how boring would that be? Now, when you see people who look different from you, don't think, ooh, they're weird and strange. Think instead, wow, I'm so glad we live in a world with so much diversity. In fact, everyone repeat after me. I love diversity.
I love diversity.
Woohoo! Now, hey, I want to share with you a little bit more about the didgeridoo. Now, I told you that this didgeridoo right here was made in Australia by an Aboriginal person, and it had once been a part of a eucalyptus branch, and I can see right through it. See, that means there's nothing inside of this stick right here. It's just a big, hollow, empty tube. But guess what? You know what we can do? I'm going to show you how to make the sound right now. See, this is all you do. To make the sound, you buzz your lips like a motorboat, like this. Now, if you're doing this at home and there's anyone sitting next to you, make sure you cover your mouth like this and do it into your elbow, just like this. Go. Very good. And by the way, if you cough or sneeze, make sure you cover your mouth too. Very, very good. Very important for everyone's safety. Buzz your lips. Go. Now, as you're buzzing your lips, you put them right up to the didgeridoo. The buzzing lips creates a vibration that travels through the didgeridoo and creates that amazing sound that we all hear. Now, you might hear other sounds coming out of the didgeridoo, and that's because for the Aboriginal people, some of those weird sounds you hear coming out of the didgeridoo are actually words that have meanings. Aboriginal people use didgeridoos to tell stories with sounds. It's pretty amazing. Now, I'm going to show you what just a few of those didgeridoo sounds mean. The first sound is the sound of a really hot day in the desert, as hot as you can imagine, super hot, and you're sweating, sweltering, the blazing sun is beating down on your head. Imagine this sound right here. Temperature rising with that sound. And when you're really hot, you might want some water. Here's the sound of water. Everyone put your hands in the air and make a wave like water. Now I'm going to make some animal sounds for you. The first animal is a wild dog called a dingo. Repeat after me, dingo.
Dingo.
Very good. A dingo is a small brown wild dog, and it yaks kind of like a puppy, kind of like this. There's a very strange bird in Australia. It's called a kookaburra. Repeat after me, kookaburra.
Kookaburra.
Very good. Hey, kookaburra makes a really bizarre sound. It sounds something like this. Ready? Hey, when I say go, I want everyone here, including adults, to make a kookaburra sound for 5 seconds. Ready? Go! Very good, very good. Hey, you guys are awesome. Kookaburras. Hey, before I make my next animal sound, I told you we're going to act completely silly today, and I want to see if we can act just a little bit silly right now. And before I do that, how many people here have ever heard of a kangaroo? Repeat after me, kangaroo, woohoo!
Kangaroo.
Hey, you know what I'm noticing about this kangaroo? She's got a pouch. And what do we say about mammals with a pouch? They're called marsupials. So here's kangaroo. This mama kangaroo, by the way, her name is Kimmy the kangaroo. Everyone say hi, Kimmy. And we're going to even talk more about marsupials. But you know what? Right now, what do kangaroos do? They jump. Everyone, jump like a kangaroo. Ready? Go. Here's the kangaroo hopping faster. Hop faster, go! Here's a kangaroo being chased by a crocodile. Hop as fast as you can. Go! Woo! That was awesome. I feel so good right now. Hopefully you got a good workout. Everyone have a seat. Have a seat. Woo! Now on the count of 3, I want everyone to take a great, big, deep breath and hold your breath. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Deep breath. Hold it. Let it out through your mouth. Very good. Again on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath. Hold it. Let it out. One more time on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath. Let it out. Hey, later we're going to talk about why that makes your body feel so good. But right now, there are just a couple of more things about didgeridoos that I want to share with you that are pretty amazing. Now, I told you, remember, that a didgeridoo is a big hollow stick. And you know what's really cool? Even though this didgeridoo came from Australia, you don't have to go all the way to Australia to get a didgeridoo. In fact, you can make your own didgeridoo out of practically any hollow stick. And right here, I've got one to show you that's really cool. See this didgeridoo? This is not a didgeridoo. This is a pipe. It's used for plumbing. It's used for drains. You might have some of this lying around in your house, in your attic, or in your garage, and guess what? You can recycle PVC pipe. And you know what? Speaking of that, how many people recycle? Who recycles? Awesome, awesome. Very, very important to take care of the earth. Remember, we all love our planet. It's very, very important. And one thing we can do is recycle whenever we can. And a great way to recycle this PVC pipe is to turn it into an amazing plastic didgeridoo. Whoa! PVC pipe didgeridoo. That's pretty amazing. We can do so much when we are creative. Now, this is pretty amazing. By the way, if you want to get a didgeridoo like this, this is a 1-inch diameter PVC pipe. And you can get a PVC pipe, a 10-foot long, 12-foot long piece just like this for $1 or $2 at any hardware store. So if you guys want to make your own didgeridoo, you can go out and get one if you don't have any PVC pipe lying around. Now, speaking of that, someone did exactly that with this. See this right here? It's PVC pipe. It might look like a wooden didgeridoo, but it's a bigger, fatter version. Someone heated it up with heat, with a blowtorch, and they melted the plastic, and they turned it into this amazing plastic didgeridoo. Listen to this. repeat after me. I am creative. Woo! All right. Hey, it's really important that we take care of our planet. And talk just a little bit about recycling with that PVC pipe. And I'm really hoping everyone here recycles whenever we can. And Kiko and Ned, hey, I got a question. You know, it made me wonder about those fires, those terrible fires that happened in Australia. And I'm really glad that you guys are safe and well. And Kiko, or Ned, what made those fires so bad?
Well, humans have burned so much carbon polluting our air that it's making our planet to warm up, and that's causing extreme weather to be more extreme.
Oh, I see. So Ned, yes, I agree 100%. Global warming is a big problem. What can we do about it, Ned? Tell us what we can do.
Well, we should turn off the lights and other electricity when we are not using it. We need to stop burning coal and oil.
Oh, okay.
And get our electricity from solar and wind power.
Awesome.
We should also recycle whenever we can.
Hey, just like this PVC pipe right here, huh? That's pretty awesome. So guys, hey, so remember, turn off those lights, use less electricity, and we got to start a movement to stop burning fossil fuels so much. And you know, there's kids your age around the world, like you might have heard of Greta Thunberg, who started a movement of kids around the world to stop global warming. They're pretty amazing, pretty amazing. Now, we got to take care of our planet, and we got to take care of each other. So I got to tell you one more sad story. See, for thousands of years, the Aboriginal people were the only people of Australia. But that's not true today. A little more than 200 years ago, people from another country, England, went to Australia to live there. Now, that's pretty cool, except for the fact that the people from England who went to Australia didn't want to share this land with the Aboriginal people who lived there. Please raise your hand if you know how important it is to share. In fact, I want everyone to repeat after me. There's always enough when we share. There's always enough when we share. Very good. See, the English people who went to Australia took most of this land away from the Aboriginal people and really hurt the Aboriginal people a lot. It's like this. Raise your hand if anyone has ever been mean to you before. Has that ever happened to you before? Every single one of us can raise our hand, right? And when you think back to a time when someone was mean to you, it probably still hurts. You probably still feel sad. You remember. You might feel hurt in your heart. And I want you to think about that unhappy feeling if you ever think about being mean to somebody else. Someone might remember you in a bad way forever. And you do not want to be remembered like that, do you? Of course you don't, because I'm sure you remember. Right, guys? Because I'm certain you remember that we are all part of one human family. Repeat after me. One human family.
One human family.
And since we're one human family, we always treat people the way we want to be treated. And that's called the golden rule. In fact, repeat after me. Golden rule.
Golden rules.
Very good. See, the golden rule says treat others how you want to be treated. Treat others how you want to be treated, because we are all part of one human family. That's awesome. Very good. Hey.
Hey.
Yes, Kiko.
I have a question. Can you tell us about that really cool looking drum I see right there?
This one?
Yes.
Whoa. That's so cool that you mentioned that, because as it happens...
I'd love to hear it too.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you play it for us?
I sure can. Hey, this is pretty cool. See, this drum right here did not come from Australia. It came from another faraway country called Turkey. Turkey, not the kind that you eat on Thanksgiving. The country of Turkey is located in the very western part of Asia, and it's an amazing country, a very different culture from the Aboriginal people. But guess what? We can share our cultures. Just because we have different ways of doing things doesn't mean we can't share. And I'm going to play my Didgeridoo along with this very cool drum. By the way, this drum is called a darbuka, and it came from a faraway land called Turkey. Turkey and Australia sharing our musical traditions together.
I'm excited to hear it.
You are going to be in for a treat. I think I'm going to play. Ooh, I think I'm going to play this really cool. Actually, no.
I want to hear it too.
The first one that I played again, because I really like this one a lot.
I'm going to get my dancing shoes.
Ooh, get your dancing shoes on. You're going to want to for this.
Me too.
let me play a little quick drum solo for you on this really cool drum for you. Ready? That's a darbuka drum from Turkey. Thank you very much. Now, you know what? You might not know this, but today we've talking a lot about animals. But I actually have an animal that I want you guys to meet today that you guys haven't met. See, I love animals, and I know you guys love animals too, and that's why I brought some really cool animals along. And if you're really lucky, there's a real one you might get to meet right now. So, you know, you might be wondering what kind of an amazing animal I have with me that's native to Australia. In fact, you might be wondering what kind of an amazing animal I might have in this big green bag right here. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. And you know what? I want to ask you that something. How many people here love snakes? Who loves snakes? I love snakes too. You guys love snakes? Who loves snakes back there?
No!
Uh-oh. Kiko's scared.
No.
What about you, Ned?
Yeah, I like a snake.
Ned likes
They are
snakes.
nice.
Awesome. That's my kind of guy right there. Hey, you know what? I love snakes. And one of the things that makes Australia really special is Australia has more snake species than any other place on the planet. In fact, 10 of the most deadly venomous snakes on Earth come from Australia. Now, I promise there's not a deadly venomous snake in this bag.
I'm scared. Oh my God.
What? He's in here.
Oh,
I'm gonna see if I can get him off for you guys.
I'm scared. Ned, I'm so scared.
Where is he? He's hiding in here.
Just relax.
Definitely in here somewhere. Definitely in here somewhere. Gotcha! It's a platypus. Come on, guys. He's not so scary. Good. Hey, a platypus. It's pretty weird. It's a mammal, and you guys remember what a mammal is, right? An animal with fur or hair, with warm blood, that drinks mama milk when we're babies, right? Hey, that's a platypus, but you know what? There's an old Aboriginal story about the platypus that said that a platypus was a baby that was made when a water rat fell in love with a duck. Isn't that cool? And the two came together, and they had a happy marriage, and they made babies, and those babies became the platypus of Australia. Pretty amazing, right? But there's something really amazing about platypus that you might not know. I bet some of you are thinking about it. The weirdest thing about a platypus is a mammal, but it lays eggs. Now, can you imagine a mammal? Like, you think about some other furry, hairy mammals that you've heard of, like a dog. Does a dog lay eggs? What about a cat? Does a cat lay eggs?
No.
What about a monkey? Do monkeys lay eggs?
No.
You mean nobody here has ever eaten a boiled monkey egg for breakfast? That
No.
that sounds terrible. What if you guys hatched from eggs? That'd be pretty weird, right? Ew. But you know what? If you guys hatched from eggs, then you would also be an egg-laying mammal. You would be called a monotreme. Repeat after me, monotreme. See, a monotreme is an egg-laying mammal. Now, you guys are probably wondering, does he have a real animal to show me? You're in luck. I do have one real animal I'm going to bring out to you and show you right now. And this animal, I promise, no one has anything to be afraid of, I promise. Very different from us, though. Not a furry, hairy mammal like us, but in fact, a reptile. Repeat after me, reptile.
Reptile.
Very good, very good. There are 4 main groups of reptiles. Repeat after me. Snakes, lizards,
Lizard.
turtles and tortoises,
Turtle.
and crocodilians.
Crocodile.
That includes the alligators and crocodiles. Now, I'm going to show you this amazing reptile. You might be thinking, what kind of an amazing reptile do I have with me that is native to Australia? And I do have a really cool reptile to show you here.
Oh, I'm scared.
Woo! Look at this guy right here.
Oh.
Isn't he
that's
cool? Now this guy right here is an Australian blue-tongued lizard or blue-tongued skink, and he is native to Australia. Isn't that cool? Isn't that something? And he is so cool. I'm trying to get you to see his tongue. He does have a bright blue tongue that he likes to stick out of his mouth every once in a while, and he's about to do it any time now. Now, in Australia, you can find lizards like this all over in different habitats, from rainforests to mountains to desert regions. They're all over Australia, and even some of the islands around Australia. And this guy has actually been our family pet for his whole life. He's actually 15 years old already, and he could live to be 20 or 25 years old. So a long time for this guy. Now, his name is Jellybean. Everyone say hi, Jellybean.
Hi, Jellybean.
Jellybean is an amazing blue-tongued skink, and everyone wants to know what he eats. He does not eat jelly beans. His favorite foods in the world are, in fact, pinky fingers. I need to feed him at least one every single day. Do I have any volunteers? Just kidding. He doesn't eat pinky fingers, but he does eat mice, and he eats worms, and he eats bugs, and he loves cat food. How many people eat cat food? No, not me. I don't eat cat food. But you know what? He also eats his fruits and vegetables. Who eats their fruits and vegetables?
I do.
All right. Hey, you know what? Jellybean eats both meat and plants, so that you might know he's not a carnivore that eats only meat. He's not a herbivore that eats only plants, but he eats both meat and plants. That makes him an omnivore. So Jellybean is an omnivore. And guess what? Unless you are a vegetarian, you are also an omnivore. Humans are omnivores. In fact, everyone repeat after me. I'm an omnivore. Woohoo! All right, thank you very much. And right now, everyone say, bye, Jellybean. Bye, Jellybean.
Bye, Jellybean.
We're not quite done today.
Hi, Jellybean.
We're not quite done, guys. He's gonna rest right here for a little while. All right. And now, we're gonna tell a little story that involves the didgeridoo. Now, I remember when I told you didgeridoo sounds to tell stories, right? Well, so right now I'm going to tell you a story through the didgeridoo, and I'm going to ask you to act out the story in a silly, goofy way. You guys ready? So this story starts in the outback of Australia in the hot, dry desert. It is a super hot day, and this is the sound of heat in the desert. Along comes a group of very hot, tired, and thirsty kangaroos. Everyone, hop like a kangaroo. Go! Those kangaroos are very thirsty, and they're searching desperately for water. Oh, wait. They suddenly smell something strange in the air. Everyone sniff the air like a kangaroo. Something strange. Is it me?
No, it's not me.
Ooh. Is it you? Check. Make sure it's not one of you guys. Just kidding. Just kidding.
It's not
the
me.
sound of water. Everyone put your hands in the air. Make a wave like water. Go. Those kangaroos are so happy they found water. They hop quickly to the water. Hop quickly. Go. Those kangaroos come to a big lake, and they're very happy. They get down and they start drinking the water. Everyone starts drinking the water. It's delicious. They're drinking the water when all of a sudden a giant crocodile leaps out of the water, and the kangaroos are terrified. They hop as fast as they can. Hop as fast as you can. Go! And on their way, they crash into a pack of dingoes. And those dingoes were very displeased with these careless kangaroos. So they barked like angry dingoes. And those kangaroos said sorry. Always remember to say sorry if you hurt someone's feelings, okay? Sorry. And those dingoes weren't mad, but they started chasing their tails. Everyone chase your tails, go! And they said, join us in a kangaroo dingo dance party. Everyone, freeze dance. When you hear the freeze, make sure you freeze in position. Ready, go! yourselves a round of applause. You guys are awesome today. Thank you so much. We're not quite done. We just have one more thing left to do today. After all that jumping around, on the count of 3, I want everyone to take a great big deep breath in through your nose and hold your breath. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath. Hold it. Let it out through your mouth. Let's do that one more time. Ready? Deep breath. Let it out. One more time. Feel that breath going into your body. Let it out. When you take a deep breath like that, you give every single cell in your entire body extra oxygen. You make every tiny part of your body, from the tips of your fingers all the way down to your toes, a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more happy. This is a great thing to do if you're ever feeling really upset, really stressed, anxious, angry. How many people ever feel like that sometimes? Every single one of us, right? And when you do feel like that, maybe before you make a choice you'll feel bad about later, sit down just quietly for a minute. Take some deep breaths, maybe 5 deep breaths, maybe 10, however many you need. So we're going to do just a little bit of deep breathing while I play this really amazing didgeridoo for you. So as I play this didgeridoo, all I'm going to ask you to do is take some nice deep breaths, just like this. As you do that, imagine this calming energy flowing into your body, and all of anything negative in your body, just let it leave your body. Let it leave your body. If you're angry about something, if you're anxious about something, if you're worried about something, just let it leave your body, okay? If you want to close your eyes, I invite you to close your eyes. Imagine that you're in a beautiful place, maybe in the forest, maybe next to a beach or next to a river. Take nice deep breaths. I wanted to thank you all for being such a wonderful audience. Thanks for having me today. Once again, our group is called Didgeridoo Down Under. We're based in the state of Florida, and we travel all over the country all year round doing this program at all kinds of venues, from libraries, schools, summer camps, churches, and other houses of worship, you name it, any kind of venue at all. And if you want more information, it's our website right here, www.ddu.me. And I wanted to thank the library for having our program today, and I really hope in the future, maybe next year sometime in the near future, I'll get to meet all of you in person. And once again, thank you all for having me, and please enjoy the rest of your day. Remember our central messages today, that we should take care of our planet and make sure that we take care of each other always, because we are all part of one human family. Thank you, and catch you later, mates. And that's Aussie for bye-bye.